the way I view it, based on my experience, is a couple of things. One, as I'd mentioned, there's this 5 to 10% of patients that seem to not respond to cell therapy, right? It's a very small number. But I think my thought in having looked at the data is this is really related to T cell fitness and function. So to help those patients, you can move the current class of cell therapies into earlier lines and hopefully put them into durable CRs with less exposure to chemotherapeutic agents. And hopefully they'll have fitter T cells, and you're starting to see some second line data coming out, right, with CAR-19 that looks, at least for two of the products, quite good. And so that's one thing. Or you advance allo early days to help those patients, those third line patients that have really poor T cell quality, that may benefit from an allo product where you cannot make a good autologous product for them. That's one area. I think the second is these patients that respond and then later relapse. So you're starting to see dual targeting CARs coming out now. If you're just thinking of the sort of standard CAR T cell based therapy, so CD19/20 CARs, 19/22, to try to get around this antigen escape piece that I discussed earlier. You're also seeing multiple other approaches, NK, NKT, is CAR macrophages now, right? That people are exploring, as well as next generation bispecific T cell engagers, which also look quite good. That may help. So these different immuno-oncology approaches, as well as continuing to improve and advance the classes of checkpoints that are available to patients, as well as novel IO agents that may be used by themselves or in combination with engineered cell therapies. So I think all of these will be interesting to see how these new technologies play out as we try to improve upon, again, the great success that's already been established with CAR T cell therapy to date. The other thing for me, when you think about solid tumors, which is still a major unmet need, is to be able to engineer T cells that have co-stimulatory domains that are super physiological in their function, and go after the appropriate targets. So a big problem with solids is that the antigens that you would want to go after with CARs are shared and expressed on normal tissue that you can't live without, your colon, lungs, what have you. And so being able to circumvent the targeting problem with a very revved up angry T cells, we used to call it, is a challenge. And that's something where I think a company like CERo has a really nice shot on goal with our receptor target system that will allow us to go into solids, but enhance the T cell through synthetic biology. And there are several other companies out there that are taking their own approaches to do something similar. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. And this gets around one of the strategies are T cell receptor products that are engineered with a T cell receptor against a specific HLA peptide. Those products really lack co-stimulatory domains. And I think that creates a challenge. The T cells are just not functional enough to overcome tumor microenvironment barriers. So these different approaches we'll learn from, and the third, fourth generations of cell therapy products are all going to build on the current CAR-19 and the BCMA CAR now that's approved into the things I'm discussing. And we'll see over the next interval of time what the clinical trials look like, the translational learnings from those studies, and how the clever minds that are out there will get great ideas, say, I see how we can combine these different features to make something that's really going to work in lung cancer, for example. So that's where I see the field going. But the challenges are still targets, designs, and then the last one is improving the toxicities, right? So we for oncology agents to work and remove big tumor masses, you're going to see some toxicity in patients as a consequence. But we need to continue to improve and manage the toxicities, which I think physicians that treat patients with cell therapy products have really improved their ability to clinically manage patients. But on our end, we want to design better products that maintain that efficaciousness, but minimize the toxicities. And so that's the other arm that I see.